Hi, I'm John. Today we're going to talk about attitude and what type of attitude it takes to be successful on YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, In John's Universe. If you're coming back, I appreciate you checking this out again. If you're new to the channel and just stopped in to see what I'm about, thank you for listening. I hope you get some good information from it. Now, I remember as a kid, my parents used to say at times, "You have a bad attitude." Okay. And a bad attitude to them meant they would punish me in some way. They would take away my favorite toys. They would prevent me from going someplace. They wouldn't buy me ice cream. Or if I had a really bad attitude, I'd get a little swat on the rear end from my mother or father. They didn't have any problem with doing that. Not that they hurt me, but they got my attention. And it made me into a better person. Hopefully, I became because they were a parent. They just weren't a friend to me. And if you understand, I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lot of people who just become friends with their kids and they don't exercise their parental capabilities, and the kids run rampant, and I see it all the time. As I get older, it just drives me crazy, but that's the world we live in nowadays. All right, now, in order to be successful on YouTube, you have to have a positive attitude. You have to be enthusiastic and encouraging. And YouTube can be an amazing adventure. It can open up doors so you can meet online with awesome people and even change your life and possibly their lives from some of the information that you give to them. But it also can be frustrating. Now, what I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to try to record it without any cuts in it. I know there's going to be some cuts here and there that I'm going to have to make because I have a tendency to ramble on and on. So those cuts will be at the end in the form of bloopers. And I know some of you get a kick out of watching me make a fool of myself, but I'm going to put the bloopers in at the end. All right, so we discussed the positive attitude. Now, it's important that you don't have a negative attitude. You can't approach YouTube negatively. That means being defeated and doubtful. So, what's the sense of even starting YouTube if you're not going to think you're going to be successful? Let's be real. Some people quit before they even start. Some people even think, hey, nobody's going to watch my videos, or I'll never be as good as some of the other YouTubers. Yeah, you probably won't be, but who cares? It doesn't matter. Some of those YouTubers have been doing YouTube for years and years, and they've had a lot of practice. And that's what it's going to take you to do is practice, practice, practice. And you may make a fool of yourself. Who cares? You may get some hate mail or hate comments, I should say. Who cares? You can discount those if you don't want them. Just either reply to them. But what I do, well, I haven't had any yet. But if I get somebody that is confrontational and I don't like what he says, I'll just block his comments from that point on. And you have the ability to do that on YouTube. Now, getting back to, are you good enough for YouTube? Do you think some of the really successful YouTubers started out with great videos right from the beginning? No, I can guarantee you they didn't. Mr. Beast, who's probably the most successful YouTuber out there, I think he's got 330 million subscribers to his channel, and he's making buku bucks, and he's got an Amazon thing, and he's got all kinds of things going on for him. But he once said that the first 100 videos, who cares? Nobody's going to pay attention to them anyway. You'll look back at those videos for yourself and you'll say, God, they didn't mean anything. However, it's given you practice. It's given you the impetus to keep going. So don't have a negative attitude. Approach YouTube positively. And you can't have an ambivalent attitude either. Ambivalent being hesitant or uncertain. There's some people that say, yeah, I want to maybe do YouTube. They do one video the first month. They may disappear for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And then they wonder why they're not growing. And the reason is because they're not consistent. Sound familiar? Yeah, I've been there at the beginning. But what I've tried to do is I've tried to do at least one video a week. And I'm going to try to do at least two videos a week. I don't want to oversaturate and put that many videos out. I've read, or not read, but actually, I've read some articles and I've listened to a lot of YouTubers saying that you shouldn't saturate the market with too many videos because it has a tendency to dilute your views. So if you put a video up today and you put a video up tomorrow, your subscribers or your community are going to look at your most current one. They may have missed yesterday's, and since you have one up today, they may not have the time to go back and check out yesterday's. And that happens. So that's why there's pros and cons to it, but that's why I don't think I'm going to post more than 2 videos a week. I may change my mind in the future. I'm not 100% sure. Uh, YouTube is a dynamic thing that I'm going to change and I'm going to grow as I learn more information, check my analytics, see what works and what doesn't work. All right. Now, for YouTube, you got to show up. You have to have a positive attitude. You have to have a go-getter attitude and be encouraging. Consistency, as I mentioned, no excuses. You can't build a channel if you don't upload. Even if your first few videos aren't good, who cares? Nobody's going to really criticize you. And if they do, who cares? It's your first attempt at it or your first few attempts at it. And you're going to learn from these. All right, negative. Some people get caught up in perfectionism. And I know I did. I did a video, one of my first videos, and I'll put a link to it in the description if I can figure out how to do it. It talks about procrastination and information overload and analysis paralysis. Basically, that's what it is. Uh, you may say to yourself, oh, I can't post yet. My lighting's not perfect. My camera isn't good enough. What are people going to do? They're going to judge me from what they see. So if they never start, they'll sit on the sideline watching other people's do what they had attempted to do. I'm just going to move my notes a little closer so I can read them or refer to them. You can't have an ambivalent attitude. Ambivalent means a halfway attitude, a half-hearted commitment. There are ones, as I mentioned before, who post one video and then they disappear. And then they say, well, I tried YouTube and it just didn't work for me. Tried? You made one video? Imagine a musician saying, I played one song on the piano, but I'm not a pro yet, so I quit. Now, that's pretty damn stupid if you have that attitude. The key is action over perfection. Just get moving. Your videos don't need to be perfect. They just need to exist, and you keep doing what you need to be doing to go. You don't need the most fancy equipment. You could start with just a tripod, a smartphone, a microphone if you don't have a good one on your smartphone, and that the tripod and the extra mic, not even $100 if you get something that's halfway decent, or you can spend more money. Now, I know in my analysis stage when I first wanted to set up a YouTube channel, I looked at a lot of YouTube videos and I said, oh, I got to buy this. I got to buy that. I got to buy this. I got to buy that. So I kept Amazon happy for a while. And there's a lot of equipment that I bought that I didn't really need and I'll probably never use. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's not an excessive amount. I've known some YouTubers that spend a lot of money on fancy lightings and this and that and so forth. Right now, I have a desk lamp over here, and I'm in my back office at my store, and I have the overhead fluorescent lights on, and it's sufficient for my needs. I'm using my camera. I have a what the heck is this? It's an iPhone Max Pro 16, I think, and it's got a good camera. And I have a Yeti microphone set up, but I could easily use the microphone from the camera, or I have a little lavalier microphone that I could hook up to the camera, but I was too lazy to do it today. But I think the audio is going to be good with the Yeti. All right, I'm going to talk about, again, I'm going to get back to ambivalent attitude. You're hesitant but hopeful. Maybe you're thinking, I'll get confident after I post a few videos. Nope, you're not going to get confident after posting a few videos. You need to take control. The best way to build confidence is do the thing that scares you until it doesn't scare you anymore. I know a lot of people are hesitant because they say, well, I don't look good on camera. I don't like my voice on camera. Uh, but the playback, that's really not important because most people think they sound differently. Your audio capabilities makes your voice sound different other than when you come through after you're recording. It'll tell you exactly how you're recording and how your voice sounds. You may not like the way you look. The reason I wear a hat is because I'm going bald. And you can see the shiny up here from the lights and stuff. And that's why I wear my hat, to keep the shiny down. And it makes it easier. Uh, I don't like my double chin. I'm older and I got double, maybe triple chin now, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. All I hope to achieve is getting some information out to you that I think would be important to you. Hopefully, you can view it as important information and use it for your own edification and for your own challenges as far as starting YouTube, especially when you're older. Another thing I want to caution you about, a lot of people, and I did the same thing, they think, oh, YouTube is for younger people. They're for, the teenagers and people in their 20s. They have more knowledge about how to do it. No, you've got life experience. If you're in your 40s or beyond, like I am, I'm in my late 70s. I've got a lot of life experiences, good, bad, and indifferent life experiences that eventually I'll talk about some of those things and hopefully you can get some information from there that could help you in your own, realm or whatever you're dealing with and help you understand, hey, you're not the only one that's had these challenges over life. One thing I want you to caution you about, and I mentioned it before, is ignore the haters. Focus on the people that support you. Positive attitude. Focus and get motivated. Every YouTuber, big or small, gets hate comments. It's part of the deal. But as I said before, who cares? It doesn't matter. If you get somebody that's hateful, I don't think you want to put comments back and forth because that's not healthy. It's going to take you down and it's going to give the other guy who or girl fuel for more hateful comments. And all you can think about is they're bullies. Uh, and I'm sure you've dealt with bullies in your life of some sort. I know I have when I was a kid growing up. And I'm not going to deal with bullies online because these bullies hide behind the scenes. They're not there confronting you face to face because they're cowards. So if I don't like something that somebody says, eventually I'll block them. Guess what? For every negative comment that you get, you'll probably get 10 positive comments. I've gotten a lot of positive comments so far. I've only started, let me see, I started on in mid-January. This is mid-March. So it's been 2 months. And I've got 147 subscribers right now. And I'm really thankful for those subscribers. And I'm getting good comments from them. Some, say, hey, keep it going, John, or whatever. And I appreciate that. It makes a big difference to me. Again, if you talk about haters, negative attitude, letting the haters win. Some people let one mean comment ruin the whole day. Don't give them that power. Now, that's exactly what the trolls, and that's what they're called, want you to think. Don't give them the power. Uh, sometimes when you get a negative comment, you'll get back to yourself and your mind, and you'll say, "Well, maybe I shouldn't do this. I'm not cut out for this." Mm-mm, that's not true. Anybody can do this, and I'm testament to the fact that if I can learn how to do YouTube, you can learn how to do YouTube. And I've told you this many times. I'm still learning. I don't have a clue about some of the things I'm doing. I've taught myself how to edit. Now that's another thing you have to learn how to do is edit if you want to, or you could just put your videos out there without editing. I would suggest that you learn how to edit. It's fun to do. It's not that difficult. And in future videos, I'll give some information about the editing tools that I use. Right now, I'm using Riverside.fm. I record on them and I edit on them. And I can send the final videos, get it rendered within their software, and I can send it to a download on my computer, and I can upload it right to YouTube from there. So it works well for me. Let's see. Ambivalent attitude, unsure how to handle criticism. Let's go back to that. Now, constructive criticism, that's different. If somebody's giving you useful, real feedback, use it. Use it to improve your presentation. But random hate, block, delete, and move on. Focus on the good. Remember, people who love your content are the ones who matter. Keep creating for them. And that's the important part. Just keep creating for them. You got to remember that YouTube is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Again, I'm talking about your first videos. Won't be your best. I can guarantee you that. And you'll go back and you'll laugh at those years from now because they'll still be up on YouTube. And they, leave them up because they still may be getting views. People are liable to say, hey, when did John start? How bad was he? What did he mumble about? What did he ramble on about at that time? I may be a little bit better by the time they see those first videos and say, wow, he's really progressed. And that'll give you uh, motivation to keep going and keep doing your own thing and becoming better each time you're doing it. Uh, all right. So the next thing is some people, negative attitude, instant gratification mentality. Some people want immediate, instant success. They expect a video and they want it to go viral overnight. That's not going to happen. And when that happens, they quit just like that. Now, it could happen. I've seen some YouTubers who've had viral videos and their subscribers went up exponentially real quickly and their number of view hours went up exponentially just from one viral video. But that's probably the exception other than the rule. So don't expect that what's going to happen. Uh, I'm going to so I can see my notes up here. The ambivalent attitude when it comes to that, unsure if it's worth it. Maybe you're thinking, what if I work hard and it still doesn't grow? Well, what do? You never know unless you try. And that's really what it boils down to. You got to try. Now, the positive thing about it is keep moving forward. Every creator starts at zero. The only difference between them and quitters is they keep going. Mr. Beast started out with one subscriber, one follower, one maybe like comment. And as I mentioned before, he's up to well over 330 million subscribers right now. All right, have fun with it. I mean, don't think of it as a chore. If you're bored, if you say, well, you're speaking in monotone and today I did this and I'm going to give you the advice about this and I'm going to give you the advice about that. Your viewers are going to become bored. They're going to look at you and say, what the hell am I listening to him for? He's bringing me down. I don't want to listen to them. The best YouTubers are enthusiastic and joyful. They're the ones that you want to love, to look at and listen to and emulate some of the things they're doing. If you're having fun doing this, your audience will too. Negative attitude is making it a chore. If you make YouTube or if you treat YouTube like a burden, it'll feel like one. If you say, oh, I got to do this today and I got to edit it and I got to do this and I got so much else to do, it's going to be a chore and it's going to show as far as your negativity to your audience. And you don't want that to happen. Not sure if it's for them, ambivalent attitude. Maybe you're wondering, will I enjoy this? Well, you won't know until you give it your all. So enter the journey. If you're enjoying yourself, everything else, growth, views, success will follow naturally. Just do your thing and have fun with it. That's all I can say for now. So again, have fun with it. Do the best you can. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate it if you do. Thank you very much for listening to me today for rambling on and on. Stay tuned at the end. There may be some bloopers coming on, And yeah, I think I'm going to have some bloopers today. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Mike. Uh, all right, let's see. My notes are all over the place. So I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to edit this part out while I check my next notes. Let's see. And I'm going to keep rolling. All right, so let me see. I'm going to change. I'm going from page 3 to page 4. You got to remember. All right, guys, this is the end right now. So, what's holding you back from making your videos? If you want to drop something in the comments below, share it with us. Maybe I can come back with an answer, or somebody else that subscribes that looks at those comments can come back with an answer that could be helpful to you. If you got something out of this video today, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. All right. What's one thing that's holding you back? If you're having problems and you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Either I'll get back to you with hopefully a good answer, because I said I'm not an expert at this, or somebody else that has more experience with doing YouTube can come up with a good answer for you. But if you like this, if you like this video and you got something out of it, hit the like button down below. It's over here somewhere, and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. But most of all, keep creating, keep learning, and most of all, keep showing up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it, and you have a good day. Bye. All right, what's holding you back? Put some something in the comments below. If you have a question that either I can reply to, or somebody else can reply to that can answer that question, you put it down in the comments. That's helpful to everybody. It's like a community. As I mentioned before, I'm not an expert. I'm certainly not an expert at this, and I'll never become an expert at this, because you never become an expert at something with everything that's entailed. So if you like this video, hit the like button. It's down there below somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is, but it's down there somewhere. Subscribe to the channel, and just keep showing up. I mean, just keep showing up. That's the most important. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Keep creating, keep learning, and most of all, as I just mentioned, keep showing up. Have a good day.